Good afternoon, everyone. This is Larry Williams, one of the admins helping assist with this presentation. I'm also a member of your Lgba board. David will be joining us in just a moment to share his screen, and looks like he might be popping in right now. There he is. So feel free to include your questions in either the chat or the Q&A. As you probably saw from other sessions, you can kind of update your or upvote your questions so that they kind of populate first. Oh, hi, Melissa. Um, And again, I'll be helping kind of on the back end. So if you run into any technical issues or if there's any questions I can answer via chat, I'll chime in. But without further ado, I'm going to be quiet and let David take over. But I guess one thing before I do, I just want to say many people. Put a lot of work into this project, starting with Melissa many years ago, and then leading up to today. So big thanks to everyone involved, from the members of the membership committee, the communications committee, and our beta testers. They were just fabulous. So big thanks to everyone. And so I hope this presentation is enjoyable and that you learn a lot. And I'll be quiet now and turn it over to David. So thank you, David. And here you go.
Thank you so much, Larry. Welcome, everyone. I get right to it. I have so many great, wonderful news to share with you. First off, just get right to it. LGBA is making history. And yes, I'm so glad you mentioned Melissa's name. And I'm sure there's a countless number of other people who have conceptualized this idea of what is that kind of information sharing conduit that we can actually help all of our LGBA community to be able to, with a click of a few buttons, you can tap into the rich resources that have been developed and mature over the numerous years of all of our band organizations across the world. So let me just share with you the portal, the member portal is live on our lgba.org website, and I'm going to do a demo of it. There's only 3 more slides after this, and I dive right into the demonstration. Just to let you know, the URL is lgba.org again. There is no username that you need to log in. And every year we will change the password as part of the conference for each year. So this year, appropriately, we name or have our password as Tutti with the explanation point. It is case sensitive. So the password to get into the portal is Tutti. So let me just share with you some background. The work has been managed by the Lgba membership committee, but as Larry mentioned, there's a countless number of other people, including Larry from the communications committee, and also from people outside of the board, including Marty Hope, for example. And previous to these 2 years, other people have been involved with other committees as well. So there's been more than 2 years in the making with intensive work in the last 3 months. If you have not had an opportunity to experience to work on a product development project, it can be very intensive and you need a lot of focus, and there's a lot of discipline from a project program kind of discipline to ensure work gets done and the adequate testing is in place. So we took in the results of the LGBA member portal survey that was distributed in 2019. And those who submitted and responded to that survey, we read through the comments and feedback and ideas and suggestions and incorporated them into our development work. So there's been an incredible amount of valuable feedback and suggestions too from the recent event where we held a 2-week user acceptance testing, or UAT, completed on June 28th. The people that were involved were phenomenal and incredible, and their results and feedback and ideas were paramount to the great work that I'm going to show you. Their comments were rich, thorough, comprehensive, thoughtful, focused, and very deliberative. And I just cannot thank all of these people on the screen, on this slide, and really appreciate that. I met you. You spent at least 2-3 hours of your volunteer time to provide us some rich feedback, and you represent the voices of the entire LGBA community. If you are part of this presentation or part of this session now, thank you to you virtually, and others who do know of these wonderful people, thank them privately as well. So let's go into the demonstration itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the website and let me know if you cannot see what I am displaying. I want to make sure because I'm navigating between the PowerPoint and the website. So this is our lgba.org. There's already a placeholder, and the third one over to the right is the member portal. When I click on it, it would take you to the landing page. And I have to also take some time to thank other people on the LGBA membership committee. When I see this first page, one thing or one person that comes to mind is Nanette King. She's is that wonderful person who has a gift of delivering a message in a comical, witty, very tasteful, but yet very conversational like. So all of the description and a lot of the description that you see throughout the portal that you will see, the author behind the scene is Nanette. I can't thank enough of Larry and Marty, of course, too, for everything that the committee asked of you to do. So always thank all of you for that. I hope you had a chance to read through it. It's just an introduction into the portal. And where you see at the very bottom, click here to enter the LGBA member portal. It's actually a hyperlink. You click on it and it takes you to this login. Now, I saved the password on my computer, but when you log in for the first time, this is where you would type in that password 2T, capital T, lowercase u, T, T-I with an exclamation point, and you click enter and you're in the portal. What you see is the template that we use looks very similar, meaning that the columns over to the right and there's the content will be over to the left.
Hey,
Now,
David.
oh, yeah,
This is
sure.
Larry. I am going to hide your video if that's okay, just so that
Oh, yeah,
the
sure, sorry.
participants can see more of the screen. So
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure
you
what
are
is
so,
being shown.
no,
Should I
no
get
worries. No,
okay,
I'll hide it. So,
perfect.
well, actually, yeah. Give me a second. Might take me just a little minute.
I can also get off a video too.
Actually, yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to go ahead
yeah.
and just hide your video, that should be
Mhm.
fine. Again, that should help with the kind of the viewing of the page. And yeah, Rich, the sharing websites, the quality is a little hard to see, and so we apologize for that. But there's kind of little we can do about it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, so I'm going to stop talking and, let David get
No,
on with the presentation. So David,
no.
please go ahead.
Thank you. That's helpful. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm sure that help a little bit that you can see the full screen. You certainly don't want to see my Asian face anyway. So anyway, you see the hyperlinks are in blue. So they're hyperlinked, and just to let you know, there is a known bug, and there is plan. I'm gonna say plan, not actual action yet. There's plan to visit whether this is the website we will use. There's some consideration regarding some project that rely on whether we keep this template or not because of the rebranding. There's a lot of other things going on. So at the moment, the known issue is that the what we call the data fetching, when I will show you a little bit later, sometimes not all of the folders and the files within the folders will be displayed, but it will eventually, depending on your internet bandwidth and other factors, you will see that a lot of time you see this general error of the general error fetching Google Drive data. So that we are aware of, and we have this as one of the top priorities to look into as we look into 2021. So I'm going to share with you a few things. Now, if I click on, or when I click on LGBA events calendar, these hyperlinks actually display in another window. And there's some great feedback from the UAT testing that we will actively work on displaying the calendar in a more intuitive, better way, because right now it scroll continuously through some sort of date in the future. So that is one feature. The second feature is all these hyperlinks are meant to be quick links. For example, the conference information that we have been promoting, that registration can begin today. From the portal, you actually can launch. Uh, Let me just do it again. Sometime I have to do it one more time for the very first time. I am not sure I'm getting this 404 error. It was fine. last night, but let me just make sure I'm not seeing something else. Let me try the LGBA conference scholarships. Oops, I'm getting an error also there. Let me just see, why am I getting this error? Let me just reload. Give me 1 second uh, and try again. Hey, Larry, are you
I'm here. Yeah,
okay?
I'm a bunch of folks, myself included, are getting internal errors on the parts of the page. Of course, when we're trying to demo it. Yeah, I think Melissa, part of it might be due to the fact that a bunch of people are trying to access the site. I know there are a lot of thunderstorms happening across the United States at the moment, and that might be causing some interruptions in terms of in our service. So, David, why don't, if you can,
Mhm,
go ahead and skip past the conference scholarships information. I think what folks might really be interested in is
mhm,
kind of the content within each of these sections,
sure.
namely the information that's in the band room, the podium, and the like, and then maybe, I mean, I'm sure you're going to get to this, but how the tool will evolve over time.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we sectioned the content uh, into three big topics. One is the band room. So whether it's sharing event photos or checking the latest buzz on Facebook, you see the quick links to all the Facebook groups here. And then from this page, you will see numerous other groups that are active as well that you can click on. So that way you don't have to search or hunt for all of the Facebook groups. The second is the event pictures. This is where we rely on everyone from the LGBA community to share with us these wonderful, rich photos from previous memories that we share together. For example, if we were to click on any particular one of them, you'll see pictures of previous events. So there are numerous, lots of work Kevin Taylor has done. And of course, the technology side has helped with that as well. And then we have not all, a lot of Ignite presentations on here from 2019. And you can certainly click on it and it takes you to that presentation that we have posted. So lots of information there. And then the third is going to be the very first time you see a Google plug where there will be documents and also links relating to rehearsal best practices. And this is the fetching area I was referring to right here. But let me just find a folder that doesn't display that. In the podium, there are 4 folders. Within each folder, you will have embedded documents. And we have a lot more documents to procure and upload, and this is where we rely on you to share. So if I were to click on, for example, this particular document, I can simply just click on it. It will display the PDF where you can open and download. And this happened to be from the band that I'm from, where we developed a criteria um, to rate the AD and assistant AD search. And then over to the right, you'll see there's a little X that I can close it. So I'm back. You can scroll up and down when there are numerous documents. So this one is the job description. And the composers, you see there are links that are hyperlinks here. So if I click on this particular link, it will show Lee Hartman's webpage here and then the LGBT artist, and then of course the composer. In the concert program, lots of folders here. So you see that those bands that we have some concert programs, there are folders that would be displayed. When we receive more from various bands, we will have a folder for you. And then within that, for example, you will see lots of programs that you can actually click on. And it's not just the poster, but there's actually programs itself themselves too. So lots of great rich resources here. And then the public domain music also have lots of documents. In the band parents is where all the board related administrative documents that will be very helpful. So there's information about the band's information where we have done a lot of work on our committee to update and provide information in the application and the procedures relating to those bands that are currently in bands of formation. There's buddy program documents and, for example, budget and bylaws. And you can probably see the title becomes pretty intuitive now. And then as soon as you just have something that kind of catch your attention, you can maybe go to copyrights. There are lots of links here that you can click on to organization and information pages that relates to copyright and licensing and job description and marketing plan. And you can click on the minus symbol to close it and member handbook sample. I'm seeing some of these are fetching data, but there's lots of information under professional organization as well. So the idea is as we gather more information and we have a collection or a library of additional content, we will maintain the website, and there are a lot of plans we have in place to introduce enhancement, and based on your feedback, we will also put that in the pipeline to consider what we can do and should do as far as enhancement and improving the usability of it. Um, Down below is where you will see a hyperlink to our LGBA member portal. If you have questions or you want to upload a document to, or you want to share documents or files or programs or information that you would like to be shared on the portal because you know other bands may benefit from the use or reference of it, you click on this link. It takes you to a Google form page. And here there are required fields like such as your contact information. And you are able to upload up to 10 files to share with us. You can also, if you choose to provide your comments and feedback, there's a non-required field that you can document that. Just to share with you some information relating to how to use this form, if you don't have a Google email address, then what you would do is you would send those documents by sending an email to member hyphen or dash portal at lgba.org. Back to the portal itself. So this is just, I'm going to pause here to see if there may be questions and if any of our membership committees and Larry would like to make sure I cover certain things and highlight certain features within the portal.
So I'll jump in again, David. Thank you so much for the tour so far. So, as David mentioned, and as kind of what I alluded to earlier in a comment, is that this very much is a document repository by and for LGBA members. And a couple folks have asked, kind of who's in charge of it. And it's a combination of people from the membership and communications committees. And if you email us with the contact information, excuse me, that David provided below, that is forwarded to members of both of those committees. And so there are a lot of eyes that will be looking at this. I think also looking ahead, as you can see, WordPress is the platform that we use, and it has some limitations. But this portal is going to be a living, breathing website, and will be frequently updated, and really based on your feedback. So don't be shy in saying, hey, I would really like to see this thing on the site. We may not be able to accommodate all requests, but we will try. And because again, this really is a tool for you to get information to help you, develop and grow your band and the like. Brandon, I think you're on this meeting as well, or if there's if you want to chime in, you can give some additional feedback.
Okay. Was there
Okay.
something from Brandon?
There's
Okay, not
No, I don't think so from Brandon, but actually, Richard just sent a question. When we have parades again, will they be easy to find? That's a really interesting question. I don't think we um, have a parades section. I do, however, want to mention that our events page, as you can see, is woefully out of date. And actually, we're going to replace the backend code that's on that page. So you would probably start there. In terms of events, but that's also brings up a good point of maybe creating a list of events that happen throughout the US and the like, in terms of parades that our bands participate in. So we may form a subcommittee or ask for feedback from members in terms of hey, if you know of events like parades in your region, let us know so that we can share it appropriately. Okay, I'll start talking now.
No, no, this is great. Do we have any comments or question in the Q&A? I'm curious if people have any particular question or request for me to demo more. I think the structure is alphabetized as far as all the multiple folders, especially in the band parents. That could be pretty long list here. And as let me share something. I'm going to go back to the slide presentation because I mentioned a lot about how can you help. Uh, there are ways that you can help. So these sets of slides just really is an opportunity for us to solicit for band resources and content. And there are 5 slides here. There's actually a document. I just happened to copy and paste a lot of the text from that Word document, now a PDF document, that the portal is only as rich and valuable and informative as the content that lives within it. Therefore, we would love if you can help us send in some documents that you know will be valuable, or just something that I know it will be great as a resource to keep or archive and make it a living, breathing uh, portal. And if you have any of that, what we were requesting you to submit all of your band resources and content in the spirit of sharing them with other member bands. And as you know, Brandon Lujan is helping to also shape some of the strategy where we can be more immersive in each of the boards and the bands. We can have that reminder to the leadership team at your band to encourage all of you to submit documents as well. There are a set of instruction. So what you do is you review what we already have, and then you can quickly determine what the gaps are. And then when you submit the resource documents, I did create a file naming convention. I think it's important. And even if you don't adhere to this, I will be monitoring, the committee will be monitoring to ensure that the file name is labeled in such a way that it's consistent and it covers all the salient points of that file. And all that is to help how it would display on the portals. That's really the goal of having consistency and some structure around the file naming convention. And then here, this now, starting today, what you can do is you can actually use the member portal, and in the contact us section that I have shown you at the bottom of the screen, you just click on it. It takes you this um, form right here. So you can certainly begin to do that even now. And then if you are not do not have a Google account, I mentioned to you, this is the instruction that you will send us. So that's really it. There are tons of slides following this presentation, and just to kind of let you know what they are, there are reference slides relating to the member portal features at a glance, member portal timeline, and the member portal features. This is something that you actually can use within your band if you just want to take the opportunity to share with your members and your board that, hey, we have this portal. You can certainly take this presentation and say, these are the features that are on the portal at a glance. And then there's also, all the major section. And then this is just a timeline as an FYI, what we did this past year as far as just getting prepared for the deployment and all the things that needs to be complete. And then this is what I love. There's so many slides to showcase. This is slide 19, and it goes to slide 43 to demonstrate and illustrate the amount of work that those people's names on that slide that I mentioned, with tons of great comments and feedback. So those people who are on the call who have participated in the UAT as a UAT tester, just know that your work was not, it was definitely incorporated into the deployment. So there's lots of great comments. You'll be surprised of how thorough the comments are, just to make sure that you are aware that we did conduct that UAT testing and we incorporate the feedback. So let's see if the other questions. I'm hoping you find this valuable. It's always hard when there's not like a two-way communication here, but if there are Any comments or questions?
There are a couple questions. Again, one of them from Kathy. If we're uploading something, are we responsible for following the naming conventions? If so, where's that document? And we actually do have a document, Kathy. And David, I think, refresh my memory as to where or how we share that.
Yeah, we were trying to see if that could be incorporated in the form, but it could
Okay.
not support that. So it's in the, what I can do is there could be a way that I can share that maybe in one of the folders. So let me work
Yeah,
give
and
you
Kathy,
that.
we can also send this out to you as well
Mhm.
if you want to, send us an email, either David or myself, and we'll make sure we get that document to you.
Yeah,
But we'll also again include it on the portal so that the conventions,
yep.
and that so that
Okay,
uploading is easy. So
right here on slide, you have access in the handout feature, this PowerPoint, and
oh
on
yes,
slide 7 is embedded into the slide. I hope that you can access it from, you know how you can embed a document within PowerPoint? They are on slide 7, 8, 7 and 8 that you can actually click on it and it actually takes you to this document. If not, we're going to definitely find a place for it.
cool. Thank you, David. And Kathy, I hope that helps. And Charlotte, I see your comment. Please tell me I'm not the only DCDD board member on the webinar. I don't know. I don't know all of your board members, so I'm not sure. And that's odd. Kathy, hang on. Let me see if I can share. And the handouts are enabled. So again, I'll follow up with you to send you um, that document, because the handouts should be when you click on handouts, it may default to the offers, which is a little odd. But then click on the an extra handouts tab, and I just reshared it, so hopefully it'll be visible in a moment.
Mhm.
And as questions come in, for those folks who are not going to be, oh, great. Melissa and Kathy say that they see it now in handouts. But for the folks that are not going to be at the delegates meeting tomorrow, pretty much my presentation as the communications chair, part of it was a plea for volunteers. And so if you have experience working with WordPress or with the various plugins that WordPress works with, or Google in terms of how Google interacts with WordPress tools, please let us know. If you have the time and bandwidth or know someone who does, we would love for you to maybe chime in and help. Because your board for the LGBA, we all work as hard as we can, though we have skill sets that may or may not always match kind of the tasks at hand, and we also have finite amounts of time. So again, if you have any technical skills in this realm and have the bandwidth to participate, or if you want to help shape how this tool grows over time, and it will. Please feel free to let us know if you want to either serve as an advisory person or perhaps even do some of the nitty gritty coding. Part of the reason why we selected these particular plugins for WordPress is that these are scalable. The way these plugins work, I mean, yes, you may only see one or two documents at this moment, but over time you will see more and more, and so this allows us to grow and continue to share information with one another. So that's again why that works. And again, over time you may see this change a little bit. One thing I have in mind is to maybe separate these out into separate web pages within the member portal. So like say the buddy program, or even like the band parents program and the like, to make it a little easier for the administrators to manage, but still hopefully keep it easy for LGBA members to get useful information.
Mhm.
So, David, I think there's no more questions that have come in at the moment, but of course, if folks have other questions, I mean, now is a great
Yeah.
opportunity to do so. We are gonna, I just pinged Marty Hope, who has been instrumental in making this happen, along with a lot of folks, but he did a lot of the technical work on it. And he and I are going to look into that server 500 error message that some of you have encountered. when trying to access the portal. So stay tuned for maybe follow-up emails and the like from us about that as well.
Yeah. I would love some comments if you can enter your comments, your initial reaction of the value or what we need to do to have it more valuable. I would love to hear that.
Excuse me.
Would you use it, and what would you like us to look into to make it even more valuable to you?
And again, if for some folks say like, I need to like play with it to give feedback, that's fine. And if you can get in, feel free, send us an email at that email address, I believe it's member-portal@lgba.org, or follow up with David or myself, and we can certainly review your feedback. And also in terms of, again, giving feedback or volunteering, if you're interested in participating in like a focus group 6 months from now, once we have had this product up and running and you're using it, if you're willing to participate in maybe an hour or two of discussion about, hey, this thing has been in existence for this amount of time, what do you think? What are your pieces of feedback for improving it? Again, let us know, because your feedback helps us improve this tool. So and thank you, John. David, I don't know if you see this, but John says it's obvious a lot of work went into this resource. Thank you. Thanks to everyone for giving their time and expertise. Again, thank you, John, for your comment. A lot of work did go into this. It's been a labor of love, I think, David, for
Mhm.
our committees and the like. And we just want to keep helping this be as valuable to our members as it can be. So. Oh, Christian, we'd love to have you on the focus group. And John,
Great.
I see you raising your hand, so I'm assuming that you're interested as well. So, John and Christian, either I or David will follow up with you once that becomes more of a thing.
Mhm.
But
I'm just gonna randomly show documents just
oh
to,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, Lisa, thank you so much.
I'm not able to see the comments, but I'm hoping they,
Uh, they
nice.
they're certainly positive. Several folks have said how valuable this tool is, and looking forward to helping make it better.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, Rich. Thank you, David. Rich Elkins writes, this looks insanely useful. We hope it is. We, again, this is a labor of love. We wanted to make this as valuable to our members as we possibly could. So, um, you know, and as always, we stand on the shoulders of giants. So Melissa, Derek, who I don't think is here today, there's so many folks that they provided the groundwork for us to do what we're doing now. Notes to myself real quick. So. Excuse me.
Great. Are there more comments coming in?
Um, Just a lot of thank yous, and
Okay.
I mean, really, thank you to everyone who participated in this presentation. I think we might even end a little early if I mean, Dave and I are happy to hang out and ask questions or answer questions, but you know, if you want to go back to the main room, you're certainly welcome to do so as well. I think the next big thing in the agenda is I think another drawing and then ignite. But you know, Melissa Terrell writes, we had an idea but couldn't get it done. Thank you for realizing our dream. Well, again, I mean, thanks for planting that seed, right? I mean, if it wasn't for you and Derek and other folks, uh, you know, we wouldn't be able to do it. So, and big thanks to Kevin. I don't know if Kevin is on this presentation, but he, you know, prior to David joining the board, you know, Kevin also was like, "Hey, we should like do this thing. You know, we should develop this tool for our members." So I think he's in another session. So do next time you see him or talk to him or text him or what have you, you know, do give him a big virtual hug.
Great, great, great. Well, I'm delighted you guys are here and appreciate all of you for joining. And I think this is awesome to have so many great
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah, again, please feel free to reach out to us via that member email. Again, you can contact. Oh, Kevin is here. Oh, huzzah! Great, Kevin. Thank you. You are a gem to work with, and thanks again for planting the seed and helping oversee this process, and then David taking over. Um, but yeah, please reach out to us. We love to talk and have meetings and love to get your feedback. So it'd be, you know, where we are here for you. This is a service we'd love to provide, and we hope to make it better and better over time. And so with that, I think as the admin, I think I think I can end this presentation. And we will see you all hope at Ignite in a little bit. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Talk
Thanks,
to you guys
David.
soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.